Good morning, Boker Tov. I just want to tell you about my seminar. I was the Dean of the Academy of Law of the Queens County Bar Association, and in order to continue my membership on the New York Bar, you have to do 26 hours of CLE, continuing legal education. So I was zocha yesterday to go to a seminar from 5 to 6:30. From 6 to 7:30 on guardianships. Really very nice. The problem is, if you change the clock and you go forward 7 hours, so the seminar was from 1 o'clock in the morning to 2:30 in the morning. And I normally sleep from 12 to 2:30 in the morning. I usually get 2.5 hours sleep. So I'm a little diminished. So I'm a little sleepless in Seattle, sleepless in Yerushalayim. On that topic, I found out that on an average, people sleep 26 years of their life at 8 hours a night. That's 227,916 hours, or 9,496 days. That's usually an average lifespan between 75 and 90. That's a third of your lifespan. And adults, so we're talking about infants require 12 to 16 hours of sleep. You know, I know certain people who are old and sleep like infants. Now, Vilna Gaon used to sleep at night 1.5 hours, half hours on shifts, 3 shifts. And in the day, he slept a half hour, so he had 2 hours a day. David Melech, they said, was also 2 hours, and Pirkei Avos, and Perek Vav, Halacha Vav.
Where does it say that David Melech slept 2 hours?
It's brought down.
Because he got up at Chatzos.
Yeah, Chatzos.
It says he went to sleep at 10.
Yeah, they brought down again. Brought down. If you want, Shmaryahu is in Switzerland, so he can't look it up. He told me he has his internet access is limited. So anyway, Peugeot. Okay. Ask AI. You know, AI. You've got a new chavrusa, the AI. Anyway.
You can't trust him.
Okay. Avos, Perek Vav, Mishnah Vav. The 48 kinyonim. What does it include? Miyut Shena. Yep, it does say that. And the Gemara Chagiga Yud Dalet Amud Aleph says Talmidei Chachamim shemaktimin atzman al divrei Torah, and it's brought down Mishena if they limit their sleep. HaKadosh Baruch Hu megal lahem sod leolam haba. So they have all, but the Rambam, you say where? I would try to look it up. In Hilchas Deis, they say Dalet Aleph. It's not quite there. The Rambam used to say 8 hours. 8 hours a night. So that's my little intro on sleep. And if I'm talking, they ever hear sleepwalking, I'm sleep talking. Today's Yud Bey's ER.
I've heard of sleep deprivation.
Sleep deprivation, I don't know. Depends, again, what is Miyut Shena? You know, what's the shear? Miyut Shena, just a little less. If you have 12 hours like an infant, so you take 11 hours, you know.
The Maharal has a fakira whether Shena is a tzorech or a taiva.
Now we're getting to some of the car. You said that. The tailman fell off. Okay, so what does he has a chakira. It could be both, can't it? Huh?
Some people it's a big taiva.
It's almost like saying when you have an apple, do you eat the apple so that you can make a bracha, or you make a bracha so you can eat the apple?
A little Carliner.
Is that we're getting into Carlene's things? I thought we're into
That's what he said to the shamus.
Yes, I think that was recorded. Look into the archives and you shall find what Tzvi went.
AI? Look into the archives.
AI doesn't even know. You got to take a picture of the page.
AI is all about archives.
All the archives, that's true.
He eats it for breakfast.
What's an archive? In it's not an archive. Archive in Hebrew means something else. Is it a chariot? Who knows? Reb Zerach Eidlitz, Prague, that's his yahrzeit, but also Mas'od ben Yaakov Abu Chatzira, the father of the Baba Sali, and the son of the oldest son of the Abir Yaakov. That's his yahrzeit today. I heard Armenia next to us, and do you know his name? The one who screams during Shmoneh Esrei? I shouldn't even say that. Okay, forget it. I didn't say that. Okay, Yosef ben Shaul Soso Hakon. You remember we talked about the name Soso? Here it comes up for a male.
So-so?
Soso.
We talked about Russo.
No, we talked about Soso. I'll tell you exactly. It was okay. It was one of my big list. Anyway, where are you? The AI to help me where I saw it. Anyway, it's in my big list. We saw a woman's name So-So, and I said, "What's going on?" You could check yesterday's shir. Anybody? You go back to 25 minutes and
Do you have a
3 seconds.
search engine to go through your share?
Absolutely. Search engines, you just listen to the whole thing over again. That's how you search. Okay, we have to say our Tehillim. And today, I want to torture my friend over here.
Oh,
I'm going to torture him. So here we go. Look at that smile. Fresh ear.
وريشة صفتها بالمناعة السيلة تقدم إنه برخد طب تشيد لرشوع طير باز حيم شال من مخانة
نتات الله أورخ يمين
علام
ضائد
גדול כבודו בשועתך, עוד
והדר.
בידיו תשווה עליו, כי תשיתהו ברכות לעד, תחדהו בשמחה את פניך, כי המלך בוטח באדוני, ובחסד עליון בנימות, תמצא ידיך לכל אויביך, ימינך תמצא שונאיך, תשיתמו כתנור אש לעד פניך, אדוני באפו יבלעם, ותאכלם אש, תריימו מארץ תאבד, וזרעם מבני אדם, כי נטו עליך רעה, חשבו מזימה בל יאכלו, כי תשיתם מושכם במטריך, תכונן על פניהם, روما أدوناي بعزيخا نشيرا ونزمرا جمورتيخا
قدس ישראל הנשונים מצור
It's out of business.
What?
Put us out of business.
These were soldiers in the Rakevet Kali. יוציאי מצרה לרווחה ומחל יאללה השתה הגולה ובזמן קריב ונאמר אמן. Today's yahrzeit of Mas'od ben Yaakov Abu Chatzira. Did you ever go to Abu Chatzira? A lot of people went to him. I
Where?
think in Beer Sheva or wherever he was, Abu Chatzira.
I was once with him.
Yes, he did. Was he the one that had an unfortunate
Yes.
demise? Unfortunate. Anyway, Nolad ב-1828 והלך לעולמו ב-1908. נולד בבריסני, מורוקו, אחר צאת אבות לארץ ישראל, מילא מקומו כרב בריסני. היה ראש ישיבת אביר יעקב, וחיבר פיוטים
What was his first name? The one in Bishop?
מסעוד בן יעקב אבו חצירה.
Masood?
מסעוד. מ"ם סלח עין Vav Dalit, Mas'ud, which is a Moroccan name.
I seem to remember a different name.
No, we're talking not talking about Baba Sali. We're talking about the
what
father.
was the one that was in Netivot or Beersheba? What was his name?
I do not recall. Anyway, so we had Nigunim, and his Sefer of Yagel Yaakov included all the Nigunim, and I'm going to post a Nigun a cappella. It's not going to be with any instruments, so you'll be able to hear Nigun of Mas'od Abu Chatzira. Okay, today is also the outside of Yosef ben Shaul Soso HaKohen, and you are right. I checked it out. It was Rosso. Okay, you were right. 1891 ו-1980
The
נולד.
reason I remember because I commented like Roosevelt.
Roosevelt. I know that's true. Not Roosevelt. Anyway, Tunisia. He was born in Tunisia. Lamad, Asa Rav Fraji Alosh. Everybody knows about Fraji Alosh. Fraji.
His real name was Frigidaire. They called him Fraji for short.
ואחר כך רב חיים חורי התמנה לראש ישיבה בית דוד, ב-1941 עבר לתוניס. הוא היה מלמד בישיבת חברת תלמוד. ב-1958 עלה לארץ ישראל, לבאר שבע, הקים את בית כנסת לעדת התוניסאים, היה חבר בבית דין העדה החרדית הספרדית בירושלים, היה מחבר כיסא דפסח, חיים בד ופרחי שושנה, קשות הנשק, מאופלת ספירה, שרת יוסף ויעקב ואייל קית יוסף. A lot of svarim. I had never heard of him before. Well, we will continue this year on Rab Zerach Izlitzmi Prague. We have reached our destination, and of course, with bated breath, or I don't know, as we said, but ear.
One time, I invited Bibi to come to a breakfast we made for the Nachal Haredi. I think he was in the opposition then. So when I introduced him, so I said, so without further ado, so he said, don't say that.
Really?
Yeah.
He didn't like that expression.
I remember that.
It's interesting because the word adieu, A-D-I-E-U, is really without any further doings. Let's stop what we're doing and let's say it. Okay, I wonder why he doesn't like that. But
Okay, so I also learned.
Yes.
I also learned he kept on talking about a modal verb, M-O-D-A-L.
By the way, we're talking about AI now. Chavrusa again.
Yiddish.
Yes, Yiddish.
Yiddish chavrusa. He talked about the fact that a number of times about modal verbs, M-O-D-A-L. So finally, I got up the courage to ask him, what is a modal verb? So he said a modal verb is a helping verb that expresses ability, permission, obligation, or desire rather than a direct action. In English, you use them all the time. I can swim. I must go. I may enter. I want to eat. Those are all modal verbs.
Qualifying words.
Right? In Yiddish, so those are kennen, muzin, megin, velin, zolin, darfen.
Rega, Megan? I thought he didn't know the word Meg.
No, that was a different time. So those are all modal verbs. So the key rule is all of these modal verbs, they take a bare infinitive. You know what that means? It means after you use that word, you say midaf muzin. So you don't say tsugangen. You say midaf muzin gain. Gain. You don't say tsugain. That's called the bare infinitive, without the tsu. Without the tsu. That's what he says. So all modal verbs they take a bare infinitive. Okay, that's our grammar for the day. Now for our words.
Diktuk for the day.
That's the diktuk lesson.
What's the word grammar in Yiddish? Okay.
Grammar. Where did he give me the words? I had such a long conversation. Yeah, here's today's words. Now, until today, I always said for a chair, I always said a benkel.
Benkel, right.
But a benkel is really a bench.
That's
So
true.
the word for a chair is a stool.
Stool, okay.
Stool. And it's plural of stulin.
Right.
But the definite article is not. Stulin implies it's feminine, so you would think that it's die, but it's not. It's der. So you have to remember der Stuhl. And he says it again and again. He says, you have all these rules, he says, but you got to just learn it. Just got to know it.
You got to be careful whether he's talking Yiddish or English, because when you're telling someone, you give me your stool, that's...
Der Stuhl.
Der Stuhl.
Okay, table is a tish, we know that.
Yes.
Plural is...
Tishtach.
Tishin. You said that yesterday.
I know.
Tishin. And it's...
You know what a tishtach is?
Yeah, it's a carpet.
No, I thought that tishtach is the tablecloth. I'm not sure.
Oh, so what's the carpet? I always get mixed up between those
yesterday
two words.
You taught us. You said rug on the floor. You said it yesterday.
Oh, I said floor.
Oh, you said floor.
Fußboden.
Okay. I don't know. I really don't know what a carpet is.
Teppich? No.
Ich weiß nicht. Anyway.
It's very close. You're right.
Okay.
Okay. A bed, we know how to say, but what we don't know is that it's that's das bet.
Right.
There's
I bet you.
A wardrobe.
Wardrobe.
Is a shafa.
A shafa? Okay.
Now, I always thought a shafa was a closet.
Yes, I thought shafa.
But here
actually,
says,
to me, it was a one of those tables that you open up. Shafa. Anyway, okay.
And then the word for shelf is a regal. Regal. Resh ayin gimel aleph lamed. Dos regal.
Regal.
A lamp.
A menorah.
Now he had something that doesn't fit the rule, because we said yesterday that borrowed words.
Yes,
are
right.
neuter,
Limp.
So this is a lamp.
Yeah,
that's
limp.
certainly borrowed.
Right, absolutely.
He says it's D.
It's a feminine.
I would have said.
It's supposed to be das.
I would have said das.
Das.
Spiegel. Spiegel
is a mirror.
Is a mirror. It's der Spiegel.
Der Spiegel.
Pillow,
That's the name of a newspaper.
Pillow.
Pillow?
Yeah. It's a
cushion.
A cushion.
Cushion.
A cushion. And that's das. Das Cushion.
Das Cushion.
Right. A drawer. How do you say a drawer? A keshene. Keshene. It's D keshene. And here it is here. Teppich. Teppich is a carpet.
A teppich. Okay.
A teppich.
Okay.
So you're right. A tishtach is a tablecloth. A teppich, and it's
a carpet.
Der, and it's teppich.
Wow, those are a lot of words to digest.
And then he says here, notice, I corrected myself from last session. Der shefa is actually masculine, not feminine, as I said before. My apologies.
But how many times are you going to correct yourself, AI? He's
he's got to get on the wagon.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway.
Then he asked the last question of the day. He said, we learned about compound words. So he asks me, can you figure out the gender of das bet? What a bet? What is the...
A bed.
What's the gender of das bet?
That would be neuter, according to what you're saying. It's a borrowed word, and das is masculine. I mean, das is neuter. What you call
and I guess it's
neuter.
das. No, not that word. That's das bet. He says das Bettgewand. What's Bettgewand?
It's not a bed cover, is it?
It's bedding.
Oh, bedding.
Bettgewand. So I was trying to figure out why Bettgewand means bedding. So I wrote back telling him the compound rule says that you treat the word in gender like the last part of the word. Here it's Gewand. I'm not sure what the word means, but it almost sounds like a wall bed.
The Wand.
Bettgewand. So I said, Wand is masculine, so it must be der Wand. So the gender of Bettgewand is masculine. In fact, your reasoning was perfect, applying the compound rule correctly, but one small vocabulary mix-up. Gewand is not avant, right?
Yeah.
Avant is a wall. A gewand is a fabric.
Oh, gewand.
Or a garment,
Okay.
and it's neuter.
Okay. You've been neutered.
So
You've been
bet
neutered.
gewand takes the gender of gewand, so it's gewand is neuter.
So I said before bed
But
cover.
then he doesn't want me to feel badly, so he says, but honestly, your reasoning was exactly right. You applied the rule perfectly. You just didn't know the meaning of the word gewand. That's
Boy,
not a grammar mistake.
He's
just a
going to ruin
vocabulary
his
thing.
reputation because you said you used slide. What's the name of it?
Who?
Clyde?
Claude.
Claude. I was told that Claude is a little tough guy. Claude, that he really comes up with stuff that you won't get in the other AIs. Like
I don't know. It's very good.
you like. Okay, clodding along. Very good.
Okay, that's our Yiddish,
Yiddish.
class for the day.
I'm telling you this case. We used to call it the Chavetz Chaim case, but we want life, Leben, wir willen Leben. This is the new cheer, and of course I might have to get out of here. And I wish you a wonderful walk.
Thank you.
And okay. Oops. Toda Rabah.
Kol Tuv.
Chaim Tovim.
Get some sleep.
Oh yeah, sleep. Ay, ay, ay. That's a dirty word, sleep. Anyways, I have another seminar tonight on ethics, which you really need in order to get your continuing legal education. You have to take mandatory, you have to take ethics, you have to take cybersecurity, and you have to take something else, which I won't even mention in this year. Okay. Here we go. We're getting close to our destination. We'll be able to talk about the other Shmayahu's contribution to the 12th day of Iyar. Reb Zerach Idla Eidlitz Miprag Ben Meir נולד באוסטריה ב-1725 ונפטר בפראג בי' בייז אייר, שזה היום ב-1786. אביו נפטר בעוד הנהר. רבי יונסון אייבשיץ, בעל פלסי, לקו לביסו. רב זרח היה מתלמידיו המובהקים של רבי יונסון אייבשיץ, ואחר כך דרשן ודיין בבית דינו של רבי חזקאל לנדו בנוי יהודה. ועמד בראש ישיבה שם למעלה 30 שנה. מכל המקומות נהרו אליו לשמוע תורה מפיו. אחד מגדולי תלמידיו היה רב אריה לייב טלשט טויבר, אב בזין גלנטה. וכשהנודע ביהודה נתקבל לאב בזין, לא חתם רב זרח על איגרת הרבנית, והנודע ביהודה אמר שעד שלא יחתום רב זרח אין האיגרת שווה לו. אחר כך חתם והיו רב זרח ורב חזקאל אבים נאמנים. רב זרח נשא לאישה את מרת אייזל, בת רב פייבל ירושלמי. חותנו העשיר סיפק לו כל צרכיו. רב זרח פיזר את הכסף על אלפי תלמידיו. הוא סירב לקבל שכר בעד עבודת ההוראה, וגם כשרושש, זאת אומרת שהיה עני, הסתיר את מצבו, לא השתמש בכספי הצדקה שהעניק לו גבי הקהילה. כשרבי ישראל פרנקל, שהיה ממונה הקהל, שמע על מצבו, שלח לו סכום כסף גדול, אבל רב זרח מעין, refused לקבלו. אז אמר לו רב פרנקל, שמאוד רצה שרב זרח ייהנה מהכסף, שאם לא מקבלו, יגביר עליו את מיסי הקהילה, כי זה עוז שהוא עשיר. רק אז נאלץ רב זרח לקבל את הכסף, אבל במותו מצאו בין היתר כלי ביתו המעטים סכום כסף, ועליו מודבקת פתקה ובה כתוב להשיבו לרב ישראל פרנקל. רב זרח חיבר חידושים על התלמיד, אבל לא רצה להדפיס בחייו. מטעם חמוס נתפסו רק חידושי למסכת ביה, אור לישורים. בשנת 1755 פרסם רב זרח ספר לימוד גדול למתמטיקה בעברית ויידיש בשם מלאכת מחשבת, בהקדמה הוא כותב שהחיבור הזה סיפור לשימושים של אלה שאין בקיאים בלשון הקודש, ולא מדגיש כי החכמה האמיתית היא רק תורתנו. אוקיי. גם כן שמעיהו מביא את העניין של פצוע דקה בתורה, אם זה עם ה', דקה עם ה' או דקה עם א', אפשר לראות את זה בגיליון שיהיה היום. אוקיי, עד כאן היורצייטים של היום. עכשיו אנחנו נגיע, before we continue with the נדחי Israel, I want to mention the fact that Yosef, my chavrusi Yosef Dov, Ben Sora Rezel, is in a very dire situation, so special tefillos for him. And of course, we conclude Avram Yitzchak Ben Sima, and I was told Shalom Yosef Ben Sima and Gershon David Ben Golda also near our tefillos. Okay, now we are up to Yud Beis Iyar. We're talking about the Isser L'Kroch Al Ratiyah, carrying, and you can't put on the bandage, Davar Chashuv, something as important like a kerchief, Kiyosibo Dezelo Batel Gabe Ratiyah, because anything that's good for the bandage, like extra cotton, that's considered, that it's batel, that is part of the bandage. But if you add a handkerchief is not part of the bandage, and that's considered carrying. Chaf Beis, Mutar Seis Betalis B'derech Ituf. You're allowed to go out with a talis as long as it's wrapped around your head. Avol Shelo B'derech Ituf Asur. But if you don't have it wrapped around, if you're just carrying it, then it's Asur. Chav Gimel, B'makom Shenoagim Lelech Be'unter Gartel. When a person wears a gartel, which is a special dav prayer belt, so to speak, to embellish, that's considered a malbush, and that's okay. Avol asur likroch patchula al hachagura likshor shaharei nira shemarim lahotzi. But you can't attach a kerchief to your belt, because if people think that you think you're trying to make the kerchief as if you're wearing it, but everybody knows that you're trying to get around the carrying loose. Unless it's really in your garbading, unless it's really attached to your body in such a way that it's considered sheyeh beged mafsik bein apachla, if it separates between the kerchief and the girdle, the belt, bein akugura, then at that point it's considered clothing and it's okay to carry, to wear it, so to speak. And if you have something, a kerchief, tied to your neck in such a way that everybody thinks you're carrying it, so that's usher. But if you if you wear it like a scarf, then derech levishu, that's considered wearing it, and it's not considered carrying. If paragraph 24, if he has one of his strings or something that passes the tzitzis, b'talis of the bigad, also let's say, well, you cannot walk out with your tzitzis, but it's possible. Shafilu asisad nisharim chashuvim, even though you consider the tzitzis something still important, asa, it's considered carrying. Kivan she'radato lashlim lasos tzitzis sherim, because it's not really the tzitzis that is kosher that he's carrying, so therefore it's like that he's wearing. It's not tzitzis kosher that he's wearing, but it's considered tzitzis puzzle that he's carrying. Anything that is incomplete to go in nifsach with tzulis shekorin constant. If strap is missing, inside echad shall beged, or hoof iron is missing, afil shabaz inside echad kivin shedato lashim, as long as he knows that he's got to fix it. Harizan isher havi masli, it has a din of a burden that he's carrying. The names dvarim chashuvim kagon tasik shel meshi, a silk band, o keresh shel kesef, or a silver hook. Kivin shu davar chashuv alo batel legabi abeged. Those items are not considered part of the beged as wearing, because they're chashuv b'fnei atzmam. V'chein afilu ein dato v'hashlim asur, even if it's he is not, doesn't it considers a complete garment in itself, and it doesn't have to, it's not incomplete, yet on the other hand, it's a kashuv by itself and it's considered asur. Chavhei, called over ha'mechubar lebeged, hari zeh batel lebeged. Anything that's attached to the item of clothing is considered part of the clothing. Chen mutter, let's say the kisin atfurim, if you have pockets that are attached to the beged. V'chein kapin shetol be'afna, if you have a hood, shemachaseh al rosha, that's put on his head, b'shas ha'kshomin, and the rain, dafkat over shadar kachach, that's only a hood that is regularly worn in that way. Avu osur lachbor pasalach bebigdo litfor. Also litfor pasalach, it's forbidden to sew a kerchief into his clothing, let's say, and to go out. Yodua b'zman hazeh ein derech b'kach. Everybody knows that it's a marim, that you're really doing it so that it's not considered carrying. Lo batel leged, and it's not considered part of the clothing. Vafilu tfor b'chagura lo mahani, and even if you try to attach it to your belt, if it's hanging on the side, then it's not considered a clothing. However, if you do take the kerchief and make it permanently attached to the Erev Shabbos beforehand, that is done beforehand, it's considered a chagura, a belt, and it's part of the clothing, and you can carry. Okay, now we go to the next topic. After we discuss the Lamed Tes Malachos, now we talk about Midin Shvisas Abhema, that not only should you refrain from the Milchas Shabbos, but your cow, your animal, should also refrain from the Malachos. Kashem Shemitzvos Adam Shalosas Mechol. Just like a person, human being, is commanded not to do Malacha on Shabbos, Kach Mitzvah of Shvisas Behemto, any of his animals should also rest. As it says, Shmos Perikov Gimel Yud Beis, so that your ox should rest. Therefore, you should not let your animal carry any burden, even the slightest amount, unless it's for his own benefit, the animal's benefit. If it's for shmira, then it's considered part of the animal. It's not carrying. However, if you have extra coverage, that protection, that is also. Therefore, the animals, let's say, should have a bridle, or a harness, that you harness it on his neck, to make sure to restrain the horse from running away. But if you have both the bridle and the harness, that's considered shmira yisera, and that's, you're not allowed to have that. The having the tirti yisera, as we see shira yisera. Okay, we have gone beyond what we expected. We wish everyone chayim tovim.